On this question, we're finding the equation of a line going through a point with slope -1. This is where we use the formula for point slope form. And point slope form is written as follows, okay? We write y equals m onto x minus x1 plus y1, where x1, y1 is the point given. Okay, there's actually only one point, so we really technically don't have to write x1, y1, but we want to separate that from the x and the y that are already there. This x right here, for instance, and this y right there. So, same thing. We just fill in the dots, fill in the gaps, and we get y equals, slope is -1, so -1, onto x. Now, this right here, this is -2. When we put that in here, we've got minus a negative. So we're going to end up with x plus 2. And let's look at that. Because what happens is that for this part right here, the y1, the sign doesn't change. We just put -3. There's no double negative, and it doesn't change. So the phenomenon to realize is that whatever that point is, it's going to change sign when we put it in here. Either way, no matter what, it's going to change sign. It was -2, it becomes +2. This one, however, doesn't change sign, and that's your final answer. That's all you have to do. That's point slope form. Now, there is another way that this is done in textbooks, and you may find this. It's also possible to write this in the textbook. You might find it as y minus y1 equals m onto x minus x1. It's the same thing, but just a little bit different. We're going to go y minus -3 equals m, which is -1. I'll write that in a minute. X minus -2. So we're going to end up with very similar thing. Y plus 3 equals -1 onto x plus 2. And then what's going to happen with this is we're going to subtract 3 on both sides, and guess what? We're going to end up with the exact same thing. Y equals -1 onto x plus 2 minus 3, same thing. So I just wanted to make sure that you see this other form, because you may run across that in textbooks, or who knows what tutor might give it to you or whatever. But this is how you want to end up leaving it, because we have, in this case, we have the form of a function, which is going to come into play later in your algebra world. You're going to get a quadratic function, and it's going to be in this form with the point over on the right-hand side, and all equal to y, which is going to be the function format that it's going to take. So there you have it. This is the question, point slope form. I could do another one, point slope form, let's say going through, let's say we're going through the point 1, -5, slope 2/3, okay? Well, again, we'll do it pretty quickly this time. Y equals m, which is 2/3, onto x. Now, this sign is going to change. That is a positive one. It's going to be -1. And this is not going to change, -5, and we're done. That's it. That's how quick this can get if you learn to master it. It can be done very quickly. So again, the first coordinate, 1, changes sign to negative, and the second coordinate, being negative, is going to change. It's not going to change, and it's going to remain negative, so this is what happens, and this, of course, is the slope. That's the point slope form in the function format. Thanks for listening.